What's up? So I'm here yet again, another week. I'm going to talk about some stuff. Today I wanted to talk about this on screen. This is the first time that I'm actually recording something like physically in a while. So, if this sucks, oopsies, but we're going to run it. We'll see how it goes. So we're going to talk about the Xbox, Microsoft, and in general, but specifically Xbox and Microsoft, and the AI in games. I know a lot of people have been talking about it, and I've had some thoughts that I wanted to get out, so let's do it. Just kind of going to go through this little article here. It's not super long. Give my opinions on it. Just some general things. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, so let's start. I'll highlight what I'm talking about so you can keep track of it all. So right now, let's get started, and then we'll get to the nitty-gritty of it later. So, in every corner of our lives, the buzz about AI is impossible to ignore. It's destined to revolutionize how we work, learn, and play. I saw it was Arlo made the comment where it said, yes, it is impossible to ignore because these companies will not stop shoving it down our faces. That is entirely true. That is 100% true. It would be possible to ignore if it was not in every aspect of existence. And I actually, before we really jump into it, we got to make the distinction that I don't think enough people are making between AI and generative AI. I think they're two different things and need to be looked at differently. You have like the AI where it like automates tasks, different like ways you can AI. You have like AI in games where like how NPCs move around. I think those are fine. That's cool. It's interesting. It's unique. And it's something that the industry needs because it can make like monotonous tasks easier, and it can make just cooler games because it requires less time and less money to make. But then we get into what this is talking about, which is generative AI, which is less good, less super thrilling because it basically takes away the creativity aspect. You don't really have to. You don't have to sit there and draw an art piece. You just ask the computer to do it for you. And I'll admit, I enjoy using generative AI like just on my own for fun. Just like messing around with like the image creation tools, or occasionally messing around with like AI chatbots. But you never should use that as a replacement for actual work. I would never want to replace. Music is a big passion of mine. I would never want to replace music. With AI music, even if I enjoy, messing around with AI music just because it's fun. So I think that's a big distinction we should make, that AI necessarily is a great thing and we should be very happy it's here, but generative AI is scary and it is something that we should not be so super excited that it's here. But we'll continue. For those of us immersed in the world of gaming, whether as players or creators, the question isn't just how AI will change the game, but how it will ignite new possibilities. Go ahead and get the big one out the way. The only big possibility that you are excited for is not paying people. Pure and simple. These people aren't making, generating AI images because they think it's a fun way to spend a few minutes. They're doing it because they don't want to pay artists. They don't want to spend those precious dollars paying an actual team of creatives to make music or to make art. So they just get the machine to do it. This is different than like, just some, the bum who like is bored at 4 a.m. making like AI pictures of Batman like eating a milkshake. You're like using this so you can avoid paying creators and then in turn make the most money because you're making an extraordinary surplus of content. At Xbox, we're all about using AI to make things better and more fun. Big wrong, Zoe. Wrong. The survey says no, incorrect. You are using AI to make things easier and less expensive. Pure and simple. For players and game creators, we want to bring more games to more people around the world and always stay true to the creative vision and artistry of game developers. This is the most interesting part to me here. Always stay true to creative vision and artistry of game developers. That is directly against what AI is. And like, again, I think it was in the Arlo video, but he said this is pure propaganda. This is just pure, straight Like, back in when the Vietnam War was going on, you would see like the Uncle Sam poster saying, we want you to fight the good fight, be a true patriot. This is literally just that. This is just pure, like, we all make fun of, Russian or Chinese or American propaganda trying to brainwash people into thinking that what their government is doing is good. This is just that. It's a big tech company saying, this is a great thing, you should be happy because this is the future, and you should be grateful. It's pure propaganda. You're not staying true to the creative vision and artistry of game developers because the artists and game developers don't want it. You are giving them something that they do not want, and then saying that it's a good thing. I mean, if I cut off your arm and then tell you, but this is a good thing because we really value, people with arms. Like, okay, well, you're doing the exact opposite of what we want. We believe it can boost creativity and open new possibilities. While it could be argued that this opens up new possibilities, I don't think it really does. I think in a way, because the way AI works is it takes everything that already exists and, creates something based on what already exists. And in a way, humans also do that, but humans, they're not just looking at, every piece of art they've ever seen and then making something. They're looking at every piece of art they've ever seen and then adding their own vision, their own experiences. When I make music, when I compose music, I am, I'm thinking of all the songs I've ever listened to as inspiration, but I'm also filling in my own personal beliefs, my own opinions, my own experiences as a human being, and that's what makes my music different from an AI's music. Is an AI cannot, it cannot insert its own experiences, at least the way AI is now. Maybe it will in the future, but the way it is right now, when I draw something, it might be complete utter trash, but it took effort because I put my own heart into it. You can't do that with an AI. We're excited to announce a generative AI breakthrough. This shows potential to open up new possibilities, including the opportunity to make games accessible to future generations. This was something I saw thrown around in this article a lot that I think is really important to bring up. The only reason, and I could be completely wrong about this, and I'd love to be proven wrong if I am wrong, I cannot think of any game that ever existed where the only way that is impossible to bring to future generations. Like, I'm thinking of all the games that I've ever even heard of in my entire life, and I've heard of a lot of games. I can't think of any where that goes, yeah, this is impossible to bring to modern technology without the help of AI. It literally all comes down to the only reason you're not bringing this to modern technology is because you don't want to. The example I keep thinking of is like Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie, it's not that it can't run on modern hardware. You just don't want it to. It's not that, arcade games, they can run on modern hardware. You just don't put in the effort to bring it to modern hardware. All these games, I know Nintendo's a big proponent of this, but they're not the ones making the AI claims, but we'll go with it. If this was a Nintendo and not Xbox, Nintendo was saying that, oh, we need AI to bring old games to modern hardware. Like, no, you don't. The only reason that your old games aren't on modern hardware is because you aren't putting it on modern hardware. That this is literally a problem that you are making, and then a solution that you are making to further push this agenda. So it's called Muse. It's a generative AI model for gameplay ideation. Lord have mercy. This is nothing super important. They're working with Ninja Theory. Let me look up, what does Ninja Theory make? Because I definitely have heard their stuff a lot. What do they make? Games developed. Bleeding Edge, Hellblade, oh Lord have mercy. Devil May Cry. They made Disney Infinity, Lord. Oh no. So these are some big games. These are some pretty big games. Oh Lord. Ninja Theory. Ugh, I'm getting distracted. Anyway, so they're working with Ninja Theory to create AI-driven games, and I saw a trailer. I can't zoom in on this. I saw a trailer that had these, and it was like, if this is like what was good enough to show as your big, this was the cream of the crop of the footage, then like what's it normally? Because when you're making trailers or posting clips and stuff, you want to highlight the very, very best of your product so that way people want to buy it. What are you really producing if this is the best you have? So what does Muse mean for gaming? It's still early. We're pushing the boundaries of what we thought were possible. We're using Muse to develop a real-time playable AI model trained on other first-party games. Now, I wonder how many of these first-party games were okay with you using them as a training tool. I wonder how many of these game developers were okay with this, or did you do it without telling them? Did you sneak it into a contract? I wonder. We are seeing potential for this work to benefit players and game creators. Yeah, whatever. Actual just yapper over here. The only thing it benefits is the bottom line. Pure and simple, the only thing that this benefits are shareholders and top-level executives. No one else. These, the game developers that are truly passionate and truly care, they will put in the work because they care. They don't need an extra push if they have the drive to make a good game. I don't need a push to make music. I just make music because I enjoy it. I'm sure AI could benefit my music, but I don't need it to. And if someone came saying that I had to use it, then I would not want to make music anymore, because I wouldn't be putting my own passion into it. Today, countless games tied to aging hardware are no longer playable by most people. Give me examples. Give me some examples, because I can't think of any. I really can't. I'm thinking of all the consoles that existed, and we're looking at Microsoft specifically. So I'm thinking the original Xbox 360, One, and the Series X. All of those games could very, very easily be played on a Series X or on a PC if you put in the effort to do it. I can't think of any game that would control poorly or optimize poorly without the use of AI. It really just seems that this is a way to bait people into being happy, because everyone loves nostalgic games. Everyone loves game preservation, so AI is helping with that. So be happy that AI is here. Doesn't really seem that true, and they bring it back again. We're exploring the potential for Muse to take older back catalog games from our studios and optimize them for any device. You could do that yourself. People have been begging for Bloodborne on the modern PlayStation for years. Sony could do it, but they don't want to. They choose not to. Not because they can't, but because they don't want to. I really, truly cannot think of any games that could not run on modern hardware without AI. I can't. It just seems absurd. This could radically change how we preserve and experience classic games and make them accessible to more players. Again, it's the same thing I've just been saying. I'm just repeating myself at this point. You're just lying. You're just lying. You're handing me a pile of dookie and saying, it's delicious, eat it up, yum, yum, yum. And I guess you're expecting me to be happy about it. To imagine that beloved games lost to time and hardware advancement could one day be played on any screen with Xbox is an exciting possibility for us. It already exists. We live in an era where technology is so advanced, it's so incredible what we can do with technology. We could play any game we want to. Any of them. We could play literally anything. But you don't want to. You have the rights, and you don't want to. Warner Brothers just shut down a whole bunch of stuff. And one of their, I was seeing it was the Nemesis system, I think is what it was called. The Nemesis system, they own the copyright to it because you can copyright game mechanics for some reason. They're not going to use it anymore. So for years, this game mechanic is just going to fade away into nothingness. You own this thing and you're choosing not to do anything with it. You are the problem. You are the problem. Taking games players love and enabling our developers to inject new experiences to enjoy, or even enable you to participate in the creation process. Let's focus on this part. You can do that. You can enable developers to make remakes of classic games. You can have them make remasters or ports. You choose not to. You are allowing these games to fade into nothingness, or even worse, you are holding them hostage under AI so that way people can either accept AI to get those games or not accept AI and don't get those games. So at best, you're choosing to abandon these games for your own benefit, and at absolute worst, you're holding these projects and creative mediums hostage for your own benefit. It's one of the two. You are either evil or super evil. There's only two choices. And this part's interesting, or even enable you to participate in the creation process. This is the kicker that I did not think that they would bring up, but they do because they're evil. We don't want to pay people to make games. We are going to have you, the fans, make games for us for free because we like money and don't want to see any of that money go away. We create opportunities for people to participate, starting with the short interactive AI game experiences for you to try on Copilot Labs very soon. We can't wait to share more. I bet you can't. Can't wait at all. So this is where it gets the most interesting. So let's really dive into it here. What time are we at? Oh, 16 minutes? Yeah, we got time for this. Xbox has been innovating with AI and machine learning for decades, including in partnership with Microsoft Research, constantly working to find ways to delight players and harness new computing capabilities to bring creative visions to life. If you are constantly working to find ways to delight players, why did you shut down Tango Gameworks? Why did you shut down Arcane Austin? You shut down 4 studios, 2 of which are extraordinarily highly regarded, one of which made one stinker, and one of which made a masterpiece, and you shut them down. And you are looking for ways to delight players. People loved Hi-Fi Rush, and they wanted to make a sequel, and in response you said, no, by the way, you're all fired, but we don't know how to delight players. What's going on, guys? Like, who's running these companies? Like, are these companies actually run by, like, fossils? I mean, that's a little harsh to say. You know, they're obviously run by, actual octogenarians. They don't know what they're doing. They don't understand people. They don't understand anything except for how to make the most money now. You hear this a lot, and it's true. They don't care about money. They care about all the money right now. And this is why I value Nintendo over Xbox and Sony, is for all the problems Nintendo has, and they have a lot of problems. For all the problems Nintendo has, they seem to recognize to a large extent the difference between money now and long-term customer satisfaction, because that long-term customer satisfaction equals multiple times that amount of money forever. Because as long as people like Nintendo, they will buy Nintendo products, and they might miss out on some very lucrative opportunities, but they will still be able to get those opportunities in the future. Well, Xbox, and again with Sony, they're pushing these things so that way they can have a lot of money right now at the cost of customer loyalty. So in the future, when they need money, no one's going to want to give them that money because they've already been burned by it before. And that's the most upsetting part, where all of these games and game studios under Xbox and Sony, they're just kind of like fading into nothingness, waiting for their execution day. As you saw with Arcane Austin and Tango Gameworks, you make a really, really bad game, you're fired. You make a really, really good game, you're still fired. You can't win. And it's only a matter of time before everyone loses. For Xbox, game creators will always be the center of our overall AI efforts. Stop lying to me. We believe there is space for traditional game development and future generative AI technologies that serve as an extension of creative work and offer novel experiences. As part of this, we have empowered creative leaders here at Xbox to decide on the use of generative AI. They bolded this so that way you would know how serious they are. We are not forcing anyone to do anything. You, the creative leaders, have the choice. However, that doesn't really make a lot of sense because, you think about it. When you're at a business, when you're at McDonald's, right, you have the manager, and then you have the shift lead. The shift lead, in no part, is required to do a lot of the stuff that they will do, but they do it because if they don't do it, they feel pressure. So these creative leads here at Xbox, they may not be quote-unquote forced to do it, but they're going to feel extraordinary pressure, and they're going to feel like they have to, because if they don't, it's going to make their boss mad. And eventually, once they're going to get all of the people that don't like AI fired, and then employ creative leaders who will do AI. So that way, yes, it is their choice, but they're always going to choose to do it. There isn't going to be a single solution for every game or project. The approach will be based on creative vision and goals of each team. Again, there is a solution for every game and project. Give these people the creative choice to make the games. I am sure that the team that owns Bloodborne would be thrilled to make a Bloodborne remaster or a Bloodborne port or whatever, but you're not allowing them to do that. So the only creative vision and goal that's being given to them is what's being forced to. The people that make Concord, I'm sure that they are all extraordinarily talented. I'm sure that they could have made an incredible game, but they were forced to make Concord, and that was not a choice made by the creative vision. That was a choice made by the executives. So what's ahead? AI experiences from Xbox. As we look ahead, we're focused on how AI can address the barriers and frictions to playing and developing games. This means we will share our AI product innovation earlier on, providing opportunities for players and creators to experiment with and co-build new AI features and capabilities with us. Yet again, we don't want to pay to make things ourselves, but you can make it for us for free. This allows us to make sure that our AI innovations address real problems and add new value to creating and playing with Xbox. Here's a real problem. The studios you shut down. Here's a real problem. Forcing every game under the sun to have live service elements. Here's a problem. Charging out the wazoo for microtransactions and season passes and pre-order bonuses for things that shouldn't exist. Here's a problem. You are the problem. AI does not address that problem. It only fuels those problems, because I don't know if the loyal viewers ever have used ChatGPT. I use it pretty regularly because I think it's interesting, and I think it's quite interesting to use. It objectively basically tells you what you want to hear. It tells you, really, when you boil down to the meat and potatoes of it, it really just tells you what you want to hear. And so as AI, tells the CEOs at Microsoft what they should be doing, it's more than likely just telling them exactly what they want to hear. To develop tools that are used in ways that benefit everyone, our innovation will continue to be built on our commitment to responsible AI. I want to open this up. We're actually going to talk about that too. I haven't even looked at this yet. And dedication to developing AI solutions guided by 6 principles: fairness, reliability, and safety, privacy and security, inclusiveness, transparency, and accountability. Let's break that down, like a true dance party. Let's break it down. Fairness, not fair. You are using AI to replace people. That is not fair. Reliability and safety, this is kind of a personal thing. I have no reliability in Microsoft. This has nothing to do with the AI. I just don't rely. There's no reliability there. And same with privacy and security. Microsoft would sell every single employee there to the devil if it meant making an extra $1 million on their bottom line. There is no privacy and security with Microsoft. Inclusiveness, I guess that's kind of not really relevant to AI, but I suppose inclusiveness is a good thing. Transparency. You're not going to be transparent. Well, you're being very transparent in a very non-transparent way with this. You're telling us what you're going to do and why you're going to do it in big quotations, but you're not really giving us a reason that we already know why you're doing it. And accountability, you're a major tech corporation, you're not going to have accountability. I swear to God, these companies could literally bomb a church and a hospital and a kindergarten in like the same day, and nothing would happen to them. It's just how it goes. You can expect more exciting announcements this year about how we're using AI to empower game creators to provide the best possible player experience across all devices. Stay tuned for more updates, yada yada. It's pathetic. It's genuinely pathetic. It's sad, and it's just it's dystopian. It's dystopian, and I hate using the word dystopian because it's been overused to hell. recently. People saying, "Oh, we're living in a modern day dystopia." No, we aren't. We are not living in a dystopia. You're just a fearmonger who read 1984 and want desperately to be in that book. But this is dystopian. This literally is dystopian. This creative medium, one that I am extraordinarily passionate about, is at risk of being overrun by machines because the heads don't want to pay the people that deserve to be paid. It is dystopian, in a way, and it's quite upsetting. But let's take a look at the principles and approach to AI, because I actually haven't seen this yet, and I'd like to see this. So the Microsoft Responsible AI Standard. Explore the internal guidance on how to build, design, and test AI systems. Oh, this is the thing. This is what they're talking about. All right. Fairness. How might AI system allocate opportunities, resources, or information in ways that are fair to the humans who use it? We're going to tie this mostly into the games, mostly into the game development sector, but I guess this could be applied to other stuff. How might the AI system allocate opportunities, resources, or information in ways that are fair to humans that use it? This kind of goes along with that whole thing of like the normal AI versus generative AI. Normal AI, I think it's great. It does allow this AI to allocate opportunities, resources, or information, and that is good. That is quite fair. But then the creative aspect, allowing this machine to, allocate creative decisions is unfair. And again, you can see here in the corner, the AI-powered assistant. It's literally everywhere. You can't get rid of it. Reliability and safety. How might the system function well for people across different use conditions and contexts, including ones it was not originally intended for? Again, I don't really have much to tie that into games, but again, how will the system function well across different use conditions? I'm sure it'll function exactly how you want it to. Privacy and security. How might it be designed to support privacy and security? This is a big one that, no, you're just lying. Look at Apple. Apple just did, I forget exactly what it was, but Apple just had a major screw up where they just allow these companies or these government agencies to just look at all your data. And Apple loves AI. Inclusiveness. Yeah, this, again, not really relevant. Transparency. How might people misunderstand, misuse, or incorrectly estimate the capabilities of the system? I am willing to bet my entire right arm that Microsoft will misunderstand, misuse, and incorrectly estimate the capabilities of AI, but they will not ever make a statement saying, "We messed up, we are sorry, we won't do it again." At least not genuinely, because what are they? Corrupt. And accountability. How can we create oversight so that humans can be accountable and in control? This automatically, inherently cannot work because the only people who have true authority that oversee the humans and the AI with full control are the CEOs and the shareholders, but they will never be held accountable because they are CEOs and shareholders. And let's see, is there anything else in this? Oh, Lord have mercy. This is a lot of stuff. I'm not going to go through all this, but I want to look at the accountability. Never mind, I want to look at the transparency. Okay, these are just actual developer things that I'm not super interested in. Governance. We set rules for enacting responsible AI and clearly define roles for responsibilities and teams use. See, a lot of this stuff, you can say it. Doesn't mean you're going to do it, though. I could say, I solemnly swear that I will respectfully and appropriately use this large chainsaw. But that doesn't stop me from, just cutting a person in half. What's the solution? Don't give him the chainsaw. This is literally giving a monkey a machine gun, and the monkey saying, "I will not shoot anybody." Yeah, it could say that. But, can you trust it not to? Not really. I don't trust Microsoft with AI. I don't trust a monkey with a machine gun. You don't give either of them the tools to hurt things if you don't trust them not to hurt things. And that's really the majority of what I wanted to talk about. This has been a longer tangent, but I enjoy talking about stuff like this. It's insane, it's delusional, and these companies are evil. They're downright dystopian level evil, and they deserve none of this. They do not deserve the opportunity to make matters worse than they already have. Microsoft is literally making every possible bad choice on the planet. They don't deserve the opportunity to make more money just to hurt more people. They don't. And if you think they do, then you've already fallen into the brainwashing scheme they want you to fall in. So remember, to the people that watch this, think critically, know what's going on in the world, and don't allow yourself to be brainwashed by mega corporations, no matter how nice or how much goodwill they may look like they have. They're not out for you. None of them are, and they never will be. It's up to you and the small businesses out there to actually make this world a good thing, and we should not allow these companies to ruin this place and this industry that we love more than they already have. Anyway, that's really about all I have to say. I'll see you whenever I make another video. Bye-bye!